It's an unprecedented fourth consecutive appearance at state finals weekend for the West Bloomfield Lakers girls varsity basketball team. A chance to make even more history with a fourth consecutive chance to play in the state championship game, a potential third championship in 4 seasons, and a chance to go back-to-back in 2024 and 2023. Now, this is a surprise for a lot of people who expected maybe this team to take a step back in 2025, but yet the Lakers' continued successful run is making waves across the OAA and across the state of Michigan, as athletic director Eric Pierce told our Kevin McIntosh.
You talk about a legacy, 51 straight OAA red wins for this team before they had a loss to Clarkston this year. That's years of league basketball in a row that they've won. The West Bloomfield girls basketball team, whenever I go over to an OAA meeting for our athletic directors, it's the topic of conversation a ton of times. And one of the big things is just how have you guys been so good? It's amazing. It's so much fun to watch you play, the style of basketball that you play. And it's cool to hear that from people because they recognize what we're doing. There's been other people that have come up and said, there's only a few teams in the state that can play the game the way that you guys play. And they're correct.
The Lakers did have a slow start to the 2025 season, beginning their first 5 games 1-4. Included in that 1-4 run was a loss to their opponent in the state semifinals, the Belleville Tigers, led by Miss Basketball 2025, Sydney Savory herself. But athletic director Eric Pierce says the team that's playing today in East Lansing is very different than that team that matched up with Belleville in the opening portion of the 2025 season.
I believe, honestly, the biggest adjustment's experience. Our girls are way more experienced, have way more court time now than they did at the beginning of the year. And that was, as you said, one of our first games. You had a Belleville team that was returning people that had a lot of experience against a team that was relatively inexperienced in terms of the amount of minutes that were out there played and the amount of clutch situations that they had been in. So the experience is a huge factor. And going to the Breslin has been like our second home, basically, over the last few years. Somebody was joking that Coach McAllister should get a reserved parking spot there because he's been there so much lately. But it's one of those things where we've been there. We understand what it's like. Yeah, we love going there. It's beautiful, but they're not going to be in awe of the atmosphere. They've been there before, and I think that we're going to come out. We understand the defense more now, that we understand how our offensive scheme goes, and they just have a ton more experience. They've played with each other a lot more, with each other on the court. We're now 27 games into the season, and there's just so much more that goes into it now, and so much more that we understand.
A noticeable absence for the Lakers in 2025 is the presence of Summer and India Davis, who have now since graduated and are playing at the University of Georgia. However, earlier on in their playoff run, I had a chance to speak to India Davis, who had some sage advice for her teammates now in 2025, representing the Lakers with a possibility to go back-to-back as state champions.
Definitely staying poised and still having that grit on this team and staying tough, not letting anybody rattle you.
The Lakers' motto, nothing easy, and that's certainly going to be the case throughout state finals weekend with some powerhouses, including Wayne Memorial, Rockford, and Belleville possibly on the docket throughout championship weekend as the Lakers look to go back-to-back between 2024 and 2025 and bring home their 3rd state championship in just 4 years. We'll have complete coverage for you on civiccentertv.com as well as on our social media, so stay tuned with us for even more. At the Breslin Center, I'm Tyler Kieft, Civic Center TV.